Hi everyone, and welcome once again to Ruby's Classic Cooking. And today I'm making beer battered shrimp. Now, if you want to make this beer battered coconut shrimp, then all you have to do is have a separate bowl with 2 cups of sweetened flaked coconut in it, and you can make your very own coconut beer battered shrimp. But today I'm just going to make them plain, and they are delicious. Now, of course, if you ever order these at a restaurant, you're never going to get as many as you can eat. And this recipe, you can have a good size serving of them for yourself. This amount of batter will do 1 pound of shrimp, which is 454 grams. Today, my package is 400 grams of shrimp, which is 0.88 pounds, but it's close enough for you to see what I'm talking about for sure. Okay, well, let's get started with this recipe. It's really, really fast and really, really easy to do. And I'm also going to introduce you to a product, beer, it says beer batter shrimp. This isn't real beer, this is de-alcoholized beer, which is way cheaper than using real beer. And after all, you're not going to drink it. You just want the bubbles and the flavor of it in your batter. So why not buy the cheaper beer de-alcoholized beer to do this and save the beer to drink. I'm not a beer drinker myself, so, but for me, it's a matter of economy, right? So why not choose a cheaper option because you're cooking? If you're doing like a beer can barbecue chicken, why not use fake beer? After all, you're just going to get the flavor in your chicken, and you don't need the alcohol. The alcohol just boils off. So when you're doing this, I think this is a perfect use for this. Like $8 for a dozen cans of this is a way better price than a dozen cans of beer. So let's get moving along with the recipe. I've got 1 cup of all-purpose flour here. That's in Canada. That would be cake. That would be in the UK or in the United States. That'd be strong flour or bread flour. Also, I'm adding to that 2/3 of a cup of my near beer. Just kind of make sure I don't get too much of a head going on here. See how those lovely bubbles? That's only a 1/2 cup. Okay. I take that up to a cup on the outside. How's that doing inside? Yep, that's close enough. I'm just going to pour that in here. And 1 large egg. 1 grade A large egg going in. White, brown, whatever color eggshell you want to use. Egg inside is just the same. And the next ingredient up is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You probably don't even need quite a 1/2 teaspoon because after all your shrimp are quite salty. And 1 cup of vegetable oil for frying is all you need. Or if you have a deep fat fryer, hey, use your deep fat fryer. I wouldn't use an air fryer for this because, no good. Not good. This is very loose batter. It's very wet and loose batter. So it'll go everywhere. Now what I have to do to this is I have to beat this until the batter is smooth. So I'm going to be using my stick blender. You could also use one of those old-fashioned handheld electric mixers, or you could use your stand mixer if you want to. But today I'm going to use that, and I'm either going to use my whisk attachment or I'm going to use my stick blender attachment, which I think I'm going to use the stick blender. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's all beaten into a nice smooth batter. Now look at how nice and smooth my batter is. And it's also very wet, but that's okay. I'm going to dip my shrimp in it. I'm going to lay them out on my platters. And then I'm going to preheat my oil so that I'm going to be putting these in hot oil. They'll be nice and crispy and delicious. I'm just going to sing one at a time. I'm going to dip this. And you let the rest of the batter drip back into your pitcher, into your bowl, whatever. And you just keep dipping one at a time. And when you've got a bunch of them dipped, then you can put them on to cook in your hot oil. And Then when they're done, you put them on a piece of paper towel, and you can keep them warm in the oven until you're ready to eat. You can serve these with French fries, with anything else you'd eat deep fried shrimp with. You can have Chinese food night, serve them with some sweet and sour sauce, or you can serve them with French fries, or you could probably serve them with salad. And you don't have to do this many for 2 people, unless you're going to make them your main course. You can make them an appetizer if you like. Do these up for a party and have them as a party appetizer. It is kind of messy, and there's a fair bit of cleanup afterwards, but you know what? You're going to get a lot more beer battered shrimp here than you would be if you were at a restaurant. And if you wanted to do beer battered fish, you could certainly dip your fish fillets in this batter as well. And it puffs up really, really spectacularly when you get it in the hot oil, because of the beer, the near beer in this case. I don't think it really makes a big difference whether you're using real beer or near beer, because it's beer that's been de-alcoholized. Of course, if you use real beer to do this, you can drink the rest of the can. So, not being a beer drinker, that's not a priority for me. And like I said, the price is definitely right. Okay, I now have all of my shrimp battered, and it's kind of messy. It looks like a messy boat full of batter, but that's okay. Once I start dipping these into the hot oil, they'll cook up nicely, and when I come back, I'll show you some finished shrimp. And here we are with the fresh hot shrimp. I have deep fried them in my frying pan, kind of open frying pan. You only need enough oil to kind of half cover the shrimp, and then you flip them when they're halfway done. Or you can use a deep fat fryer and deep fat fry them. So just make sure they don't touch each other when you put them in, so that they have a chance to cook around the edges, so you don't end up with a huge raft of them floating around in your oil. Anyway, let me give you a good look at those, and serve with some sweet and sour sauce. I hope you enjoyed my recipe today, and I hope that you will like, subscribe, leave a comment below, give this recipe a try at home, and let me know how it turned out for you. Check out some of my other over 130 videos I've got out there, and come on back and watch me next time on Ruby's Classic Cooking. Bye for now.